It's Brice and Wen with the challenge breakdown. It's Brice and Wen with the challenge breakdown. It's Brice and Wen with the challenge breakdown.
Welcome to episode 6 of the Challenge Breakdown. Breakdown. It's your boy Wendell Holland. I am from Survivor and a few other shows. I am here joined by none other than my good friend, the host of the Purple Pants podcast, Mr. Survivor Cagayan, the one and only Brice Izyah. How we
Is
doing?
ya or ain't ya?
Okay, and it's a good day because they don't want it with us. They can't see us. They don't want to see us. It's going to be a good pod because I ain't playing today. Y'all tried it, but y'all didn't succeed.
Oh, wow. It sounds like some shots were fired in Brice's direction.
Right.
We're going to see because I think we have Spicy Hatch here today. Joining Brice and myself is the one and only Joey to the Hatch. Mr. Joseph Hatchert is in the
Good
building.
team.
How you doing, brother?
I'm doing great. Hatchert with an extra T. Actually, don't ever put an extra T because we'll fight, and I'll be spicier than I'm going to be today.
Now,
I guess
we have some matters of housekeeping first and foremost. Brice and Wen were in Dallas last week, and how'd it go, Mr. Brice, Mr. Hatch, Mr. Wen? How was it?
Dallas was amazing. Dallas delivers. The viewing experience of the BWP tour has only elevated, and it was just so much fun to see all of our friends, family. We got to see some challenge people like Michaela in the building. Ooh. We had to see some challenge winners. Danny McCrae was in the building. Ooh. We had some survivors, Dr. Maria, some special guests, some big brothers.
Some circle.
The circle was in the building heavy. Yo, they show out in Dallas. Them circles.
I want to say, if you haven't gotten a ticket to a Brice and Wen present, I mean, you got better run and go do it. The link is in the bio because you don't know what you're missing out on. Yeah, these are the next two places that we're going to is Los Angeles on October 9th. And then after that, we'll be in Nashville on October 23rd. So like I said, link is in all of our bios and go ahead and grab your tickets.
Yeah. And then also Joey Hatch and myself had the pleasure of going to a little screening. CBS invited us to go check out the second episode of The Summit, which premieres next week.
If you are into competition shows, this one is, I believe one of the contestants last night called it's a mixture of all three, of Big Brother, Survivor, and Amazing Race. So whenever it drops, make sure you check out The Summit.
And we were able to see a bunch of their contestants. They that's a good bunch. They got some personalities in there. And the first two episodes have a lot of action. If you're a fan of any of these competition shows, you will like The Summit. And we want to say thank you to CBS for inviting us.
It felt great to get my toe dipped in a little reality water yesterday. I was starting to get recognized a little bit. I was like, okay, all right. What's up, y'all? I'm here.
Yeah.
And I'm back to reality. I was just stepping in for Brice yesterday. That's all I was doing.
Okay, we love a toe dip. Okay.
All right now.
Listen.
I think we need to get an episode, fella.
Oh, I don't
know. We have to start off. This is how the episode starts off. Okay.
How did it start off?
They want my man. This is one of the scenes on the episodes when he was calling home. He called me and he was like, listen, they try and gun for me. I said, don't worry about it. We handle business. Whatever it's going to be, it's going to be. And you know who you coming home to. You got those 3 beautiful daughters and you got me at home. And so they was trying them.
He got those beautiful daughters and he's got you?
Yes. And so listen, that's all that really matters.
Unbelievable.
Okay.
That's all that really matters. So this episode was really interesting. I need a lot of annoyance on my end. I also feel like very hypocritical playing is happening here. And so those are just the two things that I want to make sure that I get your opinion on as we go further in this game.
Who do you think is being hypocritical? Who do you think is being hypocritical and why are you annoyed? Let's get right into the meat and potatoes.
Oh, so I think Johnny Bananas, like I love Johnny Bananas, but he is a bit of a hypocrite a little bit. And, we could go into the Michelle Devin thing, but also I feel like then the pressure that you're putting on Josh, yet when you get into a confessional and you admit that you are heavily like guilting him into like, it's just like,
isn't that called gaslighting? Isn't that called gaslighting?
I mean, I guess it could be gaslighting, but it's like, one, I thought, we know from the Challenge USA season 2, Josh was deciding to play his own game, and Josh went and put Banana's name down. Bananas held a huge grudge against that. I done seen the podcast. They done worked it out through. However, he finds himself in a similar position with my man Corey, and I'm gonna have to talk to Josh. I'm gonna have to talk to Josh about that, because why are you playing with my man? But I understand.
Pick your side, Brice. Are you team Josh? Are you team Bananas? Are you team Corey? What's going on? Because yeah, Bananas put Josh in a weird predicament and kind of forced his hand, and he sent your man in. So who are you happy with? Who are you mad at?
I'm very happy with my man Corey. I am disappointed in the decision that Josh has made, although I understand it. And I think that Johnny Bananas is like, he's playing the same old game.
I think I'm opposite of you.
Okay.
Not opposite, but like I'm just disappointed in Josh because, like, yeah, at the end of the day, Johnny talked you into it, but stand up, man. Be your own man. Like, everybody knows, like, yeah, it's buddy, but if the tables were reversed, Johnny would have no issue throwing Josh in. So why don't we get the strong players out? What are we even thinking or talking about right now, Josh? Like, you have a chance to send him in, to potentially send him home, and you're just sitting there like, oh, I felt bad for sending him home last time, even though Corey's my friend. So, like, I don't know what I should do. Like, come on, Josh.
I'd like to say that I'm kind of a middle ground. I think first of all, I don't think Corey is as well connected as other people in the house. Is that a true statement?
That's a true statement.
Except to Brice, he's connected to you.
Thank you.
Okay. Is Brice in the house?
Okay, I'm in his house.
So that's the first factor. Corey's not connected. Second factor is we have to take into account real life, right? And I feel like Josh and Bananas are close in real life or something like that. They both live in Florida, I think. And I want to say they have a lot of, like, Michelle is kind of like a glue person where she's like cool with both of them. I think they have a lot of commonalities or common grounds or allies together. And yeah, Josh snaked Bananas in the past, and he's trying to rectify that. So looking towards the future, understanding who Bananas is, all of his connections. Bananas is like an additional producer on the show. Bananas is.
I think so too.
Right. And I think there's no easy decision here because he is connected with Josh and they have been on the same page and they have the same track record as far as voting together or looking out for each other in the past. But this is a new day. You got to take what is in front of you for today. And I think I think it's easier to say I'm sorry to a Corey than it is to a Bananas. And in this case, I think he wanted to piece things up with Bananas because he owed him that. And, you know, he can.
Did he owe him that if they already pieced it up before?
I think, okay. Or you pieced it up. You did all this work to piece it up. And traditionally, one of the like Big Brother or Survivor players that come into these games don't care and they'll snake anybody. But in this case, Josh is like, no, I'm gonna do right by this.
Dog, he played Big Brother. He won it. Like, you're the king of snaking. Like, it's easy to.
He wants to turn a new page and show.
It's not even. But also, a new page.
The last thing I'll say.
Go ahead.
The last thing I'll say is, we know Josh is an emotional person. He wears his heart on his sleeve. He did Bananas wrong, and that's been beating him up for a long time. And now he wants to prove to this man that he can do right by him.
But he threw his other friend under the bus too.
But I mean, they're not as close. Season. But right, and now he'll have to repay it back. And I think someone said at this episode where it's like Casey. Josh is right. Casey is saying like you are recovering from last season and then making. So it's like he's playing a difficult game. But I really do feel like Josh is trying to get out of that. But just interesting. Now, can I go to my other gripe?
Go ahead.
because we all over the place. Because I feel like a similar trend is happening. And although I love my girl Cara Marie, not ya.
Who?
Oh, Maria. Oh, I thought, okay. I love my girl Cara Maria, and we talked about Coral and Cara Maria last episode. And now we are into this new challenge, which is what?
Coral's not on this season.
Sorry, Laurel. And we see how Bananas and Laurel play. They do what they do. Cara, you have an opportunity now to play like they play and have sis shake it in her boots. But Cara can't, because Cara's like, it's not in my DNA. I'm not going to play like these people play. But baby, we have seen season after season after season after season after season that it is in their DNA. And sometimes I know our forever first lady said, when they go low, we go high. But Cara, I think it's time to get low. Get low, go low. To the window. To the wall. To all ski pop these balloons. To all ski pop these balloons. Get low. Get low. Get low, get low, get low. Okay, Cara, get low.
I mean, I had trouble last night, like trying to.
He had trouble with his Wi-Fi. Okay.
Okay.
Right.
He couldn't keep up.
If I'm Cara Maria, for Wendell Holland, it would be very hard for me to throw a challenge, right? But if I'm Cara Maria, you have so much pride. Like, you're like, I just can't bring myself to do it. I get it. And she's this a super vet. She's so, she got her stripes. But man, it would have been great to see her being like, you know what? I mean, Laurel was just in her face the other, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what? I'm sitting there. I'm taking this one off. Y'all, we are going to come in last place. I'm going to sabotage us.
You said you don't throw challenges?
I don't.
Joey, did you see the goat?
I did.
Okay.
I might have been bad at challenges.
Okay.
Okay, that ain't throwing them.
Okay.
Hey, Brice, do you throw challenges?
You've
only been in 2 of them.
I'm just dipping my toe in. I just dipping my toe in the challenges. That's all. What were you having problems with last night, Joey, other than your internet?
Okay, get the jokes, get them out. All right. I just think that, like, I would be like Cara. Like, I probably would talk my trash and say I'm going to be petty, but when it comes down to being on that field and the competition flips on, I don't know if I'd be able to throw a challenge, to be honest with you. So, like, everything in her wants to be petty, but like, she's so much of a competitor now that, like, she didn't know how to turn that switch off once you're down in the trenches.
And that's why I love Cara, because it's like she is who she is, and she can't be like how these other people are. And I think that's very admirable. But as a viewer of the show, it's like, baby, I need for you to get in this paint. They didn't took your man. They took our man Paulie out. Like, we need to, like, I wanted her to really kind of like stoop down to her level and be like, two can play this game.
Yeah, that would have been great to watch. And like to finally have like Laurel shaking in her boots a little bit. But here's
because she was.
But here's
because
the thing.
Sorry.
Oh,
she was shaking in her boots.
Was she?
Did you see when they was giving the team, when they all stand there and like one person from the team talks and Laura was like, I mean, no matter what, I really feel like we can do this. We might have been fighting yesterday, but today's a new day. We can get in the paint. We can get this win. I'm like.
And then Cara was like, ISO me.
I wanted to throw it, but after that speech she gave.
Right.
Yeah. So what about this challenge? What do y'all think? First of all, what were those balloons made out of? Because those things would pop.
It had helium in them, but I don't know the material that it was made out of.
I know y'all go when we out of order, but let's get in order.
Okay. Talk about your boy.
Treldon James.
Trelden.
Trinidad.
Okay, Trinidad James. He's going for a more calmer look this season. Very, very chill. It's giving the linen. Again, a very collared shirt, but this is like very mid in the Trelden James era.
I'm getting guerrilla warfare. I'm getting like Che Guevara look.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? I'm getting like he's about to go take over a country or something.
Oh my God.
Maybe.
Not like January 6th takeover.
Oh
man. Oh God.
I'm not getting those vibes. I'm getting more like he's in South America ready to ready to plan a coup or something.
Oh.
That's all I'm
Okay,
saying.
I could see it a little bit.
With the it's like a military green.
Cloud catcher.
Cloud catcher.
Huh?
Catcher. Cloud catcher was interesting. And I think for me watching it at first, I'm like, oh, we gotta be fast. But for real, it's like take all effing day. Why are you even running? I thought it was going to be a matter of your timing with how many balloons you had. I didn't realize that the timing had nothing to do with it at all.
Right. I mean, you still have to be the first one finished, but
no, you have to finish and you have to have the most balloons. That's what I'm saying. Finishing first meant nothing.
So you didn't have to run at all. So Derek didn't have to break
his leg and then miraculously get one reattached and crawl on the ground like it was war.
So he didn't have to do
that. No, that's what Corey got me.
He's like, I got it,
bruh.
If you don't get out my way,
sit down,
man. Derek, we love you. You're a dog, but man,
sit down.
That's your life, bro.
Right. Sit down. It's okay.
Sit this one out. Y'all gonna lose anyway.
I will say that I do like these like multi-layer challenges. Like you have to go do something and then figure out a riddle or a puzzle or something else. It's multi-layered. Like it gives you the best of all worlds, if that makes sense. It's not just straight endurance, but like it'll show you kind of what maybe it's not a mini final, but it gives you like an insight of like if you've never been to a final, kind of what one would be like. A little bit.
Agree. I like the ones with a lot of action.
Yeah. When they first showed the points, I'm like, these points are not going to pop the balloons. But it was very clear that I think Era won after Derek twisted his ankle and they all were standing there and all of their balloons was just popping.
Did he twist it though? Because like
it looked like he broke it.
I think no, the sound effects, I had to like run it back. The sound effects made it seem like he broke it. But I think he just cramped up. Like because he finished the challenge and then the rest of the day in the house, he was walking around like he was chilling, walking around. I'm like, bro, if you broke your leg like that,
I don't know.
Why would they add that sound effect though? Because the sound effect is what did it.
I
broke my leg.
I think it's broke. I'm still gonna crawl with this balloon, but I think it's broke.
She's like, yo, let me take your balloon, bro. He's like, I got it.
I got it.
Don't wait for me.
But shout out to Era 4 because they got in the paint. Okay, Jenny's attitude switched real quick around. She's like, why do I out? People are supposed to step up and I'm going in. But I feel her, but I also feel like Era 4, they getting down and dirty. Like having Kylan, having Theo, having Casey, having Josh, having Michelle. Like it really does show that they are a very cohesive group.
What I see in this group is a bunch of players that have been playing a lot recently. I see a younger crop that have the heart just like the older crop has, but they've been playing a lot recently and they understand the assignment. Hey, we gonna get together, we gonna win these dailies, we gonna do what we gotta do. We're gonna take out marks how we need to take them out, and we're gonna stay together. And they're getting it done. And I will say, as much as we like to joke about Josh, he comes better every season. And Kylan is a challenge machine. It's like Kylan has been training for the challenge for a very long time, and he comes very prepared. So Not to mention like the women, like they have strong women, and then you have Michelle, who is a social machine. We saw her last night, Hatch. Like she's just wired.
She's on it, bro. Yeah, she's on it.
Wired to like work relationships, and
and she's a beast, and she's strong. She's underestimated a lot.
She's strong. She's a competitor. She can compete. I think her biggest strength is her sociability.
For sure.
Yeah.
It was interesting to see Johnny Bananas try to weaponize his friendship with Michelle with her relationship with Devin, which I thought is interesting.
I got an issue with that.
Oh, go ahead, Hatch.
I got an issue with that because like I love you, Michelle. But like if you're dating somebody, you don't let somebody from the outside, like if you're with Devin every day, talk to Devin every day. And I know you're close to Bananas or whatever, but like you don't let somebody from the outside come into your relationship and say, oh, he's just using you.
Wait a minute. Hatch, first of all, how long have they been dating? Did this start on the show? I'm asking you. Okay. So let's assume that it started on the show. Okay. Even though they knew each other. I don't know when it started, right. But so if we assume that it started on the show, and again, and I don't know the nature of Johnny's relationship with Michelle. Let's assume that they've known each other for a while because they play, they're in the same circles, right? Then why can't a friend be like, yo, hey, FYI, I don't know if this canoodling is for game or real life canoodling. I don't know. Well, so Bananas can't say that? Like, hey, just watch your back. I don't know. As your friend, I don't know what the situation is.
Now, well, I also think it's important to address that because he is trying to say that that's what he said,
which he didn't.
Right? Okay, like that's the story that he is trying to pitch to everybody. Is that like I just came to you as your big brother, like, hey.
And we see that from the outside watching the show, but like in it, I don't know. Like you're right. I mean, I probably should have a different take, but like watching the show, we see that that's not what he said, but. In the house, it's all he said, she said. I don't know who to believe. So I can see how it does put her in a bad spot.
Well, and
my next question is, if someone talks to your lady and says, yo, I don't know, da 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 da, as that woman, like she should be like, yo, this is what such and such said, right? She should say that to her man, no?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Now it's like, as her man, as Devin, it's like, as a man with pride, you feel some type of way. You want to, puff up your chest. You want to say something to Bananas, but that might put Michelle in a weird position because it's like, yo, I came to you with this information to let you know that this is what was said. Okay. Right. I want you to have this information. Now your pride is up here. So now you want to puff up your chest at Bananas, when that might kind of cloud the social relationship with Bananas and Michelle. No?
If I was dating somebody and they came to me with that information, I'm 100% going to that other person to say something. Especially the look like allegedly there was a few drinks in the system. Yeah. So like, yes, if I had a few drinks and if I was dating somebody and she came to me and said that, I'm going to go say something now.
Well, see, I'm with Michelle, though. If I'm bringing you, because Michelle could have just kept that information to her heart and said, okay, I'm going to look out for the signs. I think it's in good faith of Michelle trying to like establish even more of a rapport with Devin and say like, hey, this is what the outsiders world is saying as a one-on-one partner. I'm bringing it to you. Keep it here. I was with Michelle on that. However,
don't say the britches got wet.
Devin got the britches a little moist when Devin said to Michelle,
come on, dog.
What would you feel like if someone says this to you and I don't have a reaction? What does that say? I said, drip, drip. Okay. I said, oh, Devin. And then added in, when people be working out, we see Bananas, we see Corey, we see Theo. We ain't never see Devis. Now this episode, we see Devis. I said,
shirt off.
okay. I said,
He's sitting on a sofa, kicked
okay.
back.
Yeah.
Shirt off. I said, okay. I'm seeing what you seeing, Michelle. I ain't seen it before, but I'm seeing what you seeing.
He kind of embellished a little bit. He said, and then there were fireworks. Where were the fireworks? Because there was no yelling. There was none of that, bro.
Sparkler.
Right.
Yeah.
A little pizzazz.
I thought that night I was going to. First of all, I'm here for a Devin Bananas beef. I'm here for that because these are two awesome characters to watch. I love every confessional Devin makes, and Bananas is hilarious, and he's the establishment. So I'm here for this beef. You know, I just wanted more. I wanted Devin in his drunken stupor to pull up on Bananas and talk his talk. That's what I wanted.
Yeah.
Okay. But again, in light of this information, I do believe Johnny could be being a good friend to Michelle. However, after watching the whole episode and seeing Johnny essentially say, I'm guilting people here and there, it makes me feel like it's more of a tactical move. And that kind of has me looking at him sideways because it's like you're not really looking out for the best interest of Michelle. What you're actually doing is looking out for your own interest in Michelle. And like, it's like you're trying to weaponize it. Like, so I was like, yeah, Bananas, I don't know. And so then the butchers got even more wet because I'm like, Devins is right. Devins is standing up for the honor of Michelle. Devins, can you stand up for my honor?
Rick.
When did Rick start playing? Shout out to Rick Devins. However, Devin.
Devin, you knew what I meant. You knew what I meant.
Brice, I think there's a lot of truth in what you said. I agree. Bananas is looking out for Bananas, and we saw a lot of that this episode where it's just like, oh, he's doing all these things, and then he goes in the confessional and he says that the real. So, yeah, I'm willing to believe that. Yeah, he's making this friendly gesture because Michelle's his friend, but in actuality, he's just trying to make some cracks and
throwing shit at the wall and seeing what sticks. Literally,
say?
He's just throwing shit at the wall and seeing what sticks.
Yes.
Have you ever done that?
I plead the fifth. No, I'm kidding. I never did that. Bro.
What?
Wait a minute. Nope.
Okay, well, I do. Okay. Two truths and a lie.
No.
Truth or lie? What was he having us play the other day?
I don't know. It was something crazy.
They didn't want to play my game because I went right in. Okay, but here is a random. In your adolescent years, were you ever curious of the texture?
No.
Of feces?
Yes.
No, never.
Brice, if you're telling me you touched
no, I didn't. So you're saying you never poked a log before?
Oh no.
No.
In your younger days.
Oh no. My.
Okay.
No. Brice.
I will say I have taken a deuce in precarious situations, but like that's the extent of that. Never curious of
that's so bad.
But I just want you to notice, Joey.
I.e. the shop that we used to have in Roxborough.
I.e. Joey, you're the only one that said absolutely no to the question, though. Just want you to
also. Do you want to tell us about your football games, Hatch? Do you ever have to?
I mean, there was one time I had to go in the woods.
Did it stick?
I don't know. I just had to use my jersey and get rid of it.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
okay. I hope you went right home and didn't continue playing the game.
He did.
I had a sanitizer in the bag and got to it and got right back.
How did we get here? Now that we've lost our whole audience. Yeah. So nomination.
Deliberation is interesting because Brad. Also, another epiphany that I had. This is a little later in the episode. I didn't know who Brad was until I saw the clips of Brad without the beard. I used to, before I knew about the britches getting wet, the britches used to get wet for Brad. Oh my God. I didn't know that.
You didn't know
I
that
always was just like, I don't know who the hell this person is, but I'm assuming he's a legend. He looks completely different than the original Brad. I used to love Brad. I ain't mad at you, Emily. Okay, I see you, Emily. But I didn't put two and two together until we saw like the images of young Brad. Yeah. And why I'm also loving the Challenge 40 is because like I feel like every episode that we have done, I've had these epiphany about one of the people.
Do you like Brad with the beard as well?
I mean, yeah. I mean,
he put some soul glow in that beard. That thing.
Well, he
How
had
about
the
when you put the ponytail in it?
Yeah, right. Okay, give me something to tug on. But it was interesting. Him and Rachel, they said that they are coming down. They're not saying nothing. Whoever wants to go against them, and essentially, it really wasn't a deliberation. Corey said what he said. He said there are alliances, errors are working together. They don't seem to be benefiting me. Banana said I can't confirm or deny that. And
Laurel didn't say anything during that deliberation, right?
Laurel let Bananas be her counsel.
I wonder if that was like Banana saying, yo, shut up and let me handle this, or Laurel was just like, I'm gonna just let him talk.
Laurel knows where the connections lie.
I think that was very smart because Laurel could have talked her way into that elimination.
Very easily, yes.
Because like I don't think she has an easy time putting her pride aside. I think she'll be like, yo, look, I'll take any one of y'all down there.
Okay.
Woman or man, come see me down there right now. I nominate myself.
But whoa,
like, yo, you know where?
Bring it back. It was interesting, and people don't give Josh enough credit because essentially they said they would deliberate. After they deliberated, Josh went straight to Corey.
Kept it funky.
And my man, he didn't really like it. Then they went out, and Corey was talking to Josh, and Corey was just basically like, I've been there for you. They show the clips of the seasons in which Corey has been Josh's counsel. And the challenge season 2, Corey and Fessy was there for Josh. And so like, it was just interesting where Corey is like, at the end of the day, I have to get this done. I appreciate you for telling me because now I know where you stand, but I got to go back and win this for Brice and my girls. So it's like, at the end of the day, shout out to Corey.
You're crazy.
What?
I gotta get back to Brice.
He does. Gotta find a way to insert himself in there.
Listen, the world knows.
That was absurd.
I apologize.
Thank you.
Corey ain't never messaged you, Wendell, and said that he loves it and love me.
The only messages between Corey and I, they did have to do with you.
Okay, now thank you. We can acknowledge. So it's interesting.
They did have to do with you.
Okay.
That's it.
That's it. Right. Thank you.
What did y'all think about this elimination challenge?
To the point. What I loved finally is like, can the men go first? Sometimes I get tired of like the women always having to go first. Can the men go first?
That's your wish. Unless it was on order.
Was that really upsetting you?
What?
That the men never went first?
Yeah, I'm just like, why can't they switch it up? I thought about that last episode. I'm like, why do the women always have to go first? Why can't the men go first?
But Brice, what if Corey got eliminated first and he's out of there sooner and he's off your screen sooner?
I wouldn't be here this week. It'd be you and Joey. So no, but I was excited for it. I will say this: the butchers were getting wet when Brad was throwing the balls at the spikes and they were just breaking. I said, "Oh, not the brute force. Take your time, Brad. You got to go. You got to.
Okay, Brice.
What? I'm giving him tips on how to get the ball not to pop when it hits the nail.
I will say Corey had a great strategy, and so did Rachel.
Correct.
When it came to that, their athleticism, and their basketball background, because I mean they were saying how the ball wasn't the weight wasn't evenly distributed. So like if you pick it up and try to chuck it, it would be lopsided and wobble. But Corey had the right chest pass kind of motion. So I mean that's why he ended up being inevitably victorious.
Victorious.
Oh, that was nice. I should have thought of that. I was
slow. Brice, how do you feel about your man getting the dub?
I think that he hasn't been in elimination in 3 years. And so I think it was time to dust the cobwebs off of the balls. And
Brice,
you had to, like, I'm talking about the challenge.
Brice,
I was happy. I was nervous going into it, and my man delivered. And
is it awkward for him to come back into the house? Because Josh basically sent him down there.
It ain't awkward. He gonna look Josh right in the face.
I don't think so, Josh. I think that Josh mitigated the awkwardness by going directly to him. Sometimes to mitigate the awkwardness, you address the awkwardness, get it going, and now it's like it's not awkward because it's already been awkward, so now it's normal.
And they're on the same team, so it's like, all right, hey, we got to shut up and work together and lock in.
Okay.
And I think of many people, I think Corey and Josh will do a good job at that.
Now I also feel like the reason why the women went first or last today because Rachel's performance was phenomenal. Rachel played no games, and dare I say for the 6th time this episode, the Butchers got a little back for Rachel, okay? Because Rachel was pop, pop, pop. I said, no, it's 2024 Rachel, okay? There's a lot of things we can do, and if you throwing them like that,
yo, shut up. We're out of here. He is taking us up and out.
If you throwing them like that, Rachel, I think they call it peg. I don't know.
Oh my God. Brice Izyah.
I'm just saying, Rachel.
Okay.
Rachel. But also, before we even get into this challenge, I think the one thing that we did miss was Janae. The awkward position that she kind of sort of put Corey in this week by her not stepping up to nominate, and then Nehemiah nominating her, and then it leaving this taste of Joey's jersey after that football game in people's mouth. And it really kind of worrying the team and kind of lowering the morale. And so not only does Janae have to now deal with, she didn't want to go in, now she's going in, the disappointment of being put in by a friend. It's like, sis, you got to get all of that out and you got to get into this mindset. So it was like, I was worried for Janae from the get-go because I felt like she just wasn't in it.
But that's usually when she thrives, at least like the past couple All-Stars that she's been on, when she's been put into like bad predicaments, she kind of works through it, and she's even won a couple of them. So like I thought she was going to be able to like channel all that down there on the floor, but she wasn't able to get it done.
Yeah. It was interesting to see because at one point in time I thought she might have it, but
yeah,
Rachel
I thought she was coming back. The music was like making a comeback. I'm like, oh, all right, Janae might.
Yeah, the music did this, that, and the third. We knew Rachel was coming out of there. And secondly, I'm willing to bet that the edit probably did Janae some justice because Rachel looked very strong and very dominant that whole match. Janae is a great competitor and a multiple-time champion, but man, she went up against a dog in that. I think any woman in the house is on notice now, and they see
Rachel?
like if they didn't already see her physical like stature and how strong she is, now they saw her dominate with them chest passes. I'd love to see a Rachel versus a Laurel or something like that, or a Rachel versus that in the era 4 Jenny with them muscles. Yeah,
I think they need to throw Era 1 a bone with one of these group challenges and like let them win one, because it's about to be alternating between Rachel, Tina, Rachel, Tina, Rachel, Tina.
I mean, should they though? The way they playing, I would want to see them in elimination if I'm a other team to try to get them out, because they're battle tested.
As soon as they win, there's going to be a twist, and the challenge is going to be like, and you get to purge one player and bring them to your team.
For sure.
Yeah, well, with Corey and Rachel winning, shout out to the winners. They get to pick the new targets. Now, I do want to talk about this a little bit because I'm a little impartial about the targets. Darrell steps up.
Mm-hmm.
Tina
would automatically.
She has, by default. Now, Nehemiah gets put in again, and the gays are saved in era 2. Now, I love the fact that the gays are saved because it's like, let's protect our ladies at all costs. But I feel like, well, damn, can Nehemiah get a break? And I feel some type of way, like, why Nehemiah got to go down in the thing? And it's like, one, I want you to protect the gays, but also it's like at some point in time, I don't want you to protect the gays. Like, I need for my guys to go down into the paint and like come back.
Yeah.
But I understand the social optics of it. And so for me, my question to you two is Nehemiah that just out of the loop? Like, I thought he played more recently. It just seems that like Nehemiah continues to get the short end of the stick. And so what I'm piecing together is that like he's not active enough in the challenge community to form relationships that matter.
I'd say Nehemiah is a very independent, free thinker. Stand on your own too. I'm gonna get it my way. I'm not bowing down to nobody. I'm not playing these dumb social whatever games. I'm not running around on these vacations. No, I'm gonna get in there. I'm gonna get my hands dirty, and I'm a real one. And if y'all want to throw me in whatever, but I'm not kissing everyone. You know what I'm saying? I'm not doing any of that. I'm down here on my own too with some real relationships, and I'm locking in. I don't think he's playing okay, outside the game, I'm gonna try to do this in politics and pregame, He's friendly with people, but I don't think he is. I don't think he desires to make these relationships that will translate into the game to be his protection system. I don't think he has that. I don't think he cares about that.
And that's needed for the show.
But right, I agree with that. And I
think Corey's similar. Like, I think
Nehemiah's better at it, but
you think what?
I think Nehemiah is better at it than Corey.
I think
Corey kind of like wavers the line a little bit. Like, he kind of wants to be protected in all of this, but then he's like, you know what? I'll do it on my own if I have to. Nah, Nehemiah's like, man, I'm not even going to go that route.
Yeah, he's like, I'm cool with y'all, but I'm not playing that game.
Right.
I think I have a couple of thoughts. Right. I think Corey absolutely is. Corey is playing that game. He's just not on the season with his allies, right? Like we saw in era, like the Challenge USA, Corey didn't go in at all, right? Like it's like it's just there are different factions in the challenge realm, and I think that they happen to have a lot of the Vacation Club alliance here. But my question, I think really Nehemiah is out of the loop a little bit. Like, I don't think that he hasn't been on enough recent seasons that he hasn't made these relationships, because we just saw when he went down to deliberate, he was trying to cut deals. Like he was trying to like he understands it. So I think that it's a more case of him not in the new era of the game, and he needs to assimilate fast.
Okay.
That's fair.
That's just my thoughts. But just interesting to see Darrell, Tina, Nehemiah, Amy, Jordan, Kylie.
Where's Amy at?
Yeah, when did they nominate Amy?
Oh, Ava.
Aviv. I should have just let you keep going with her name.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know why you didn't talk about some Ava.
And Janae. I also, interesting to see, everyone has now adopted the Josh Martinez method of nominating themselves. Because after Josh, now everyone is saying, I'll nominate, but let me look what's coming down the pike first. And so for me, I'm like, while all y'all was mad at Josh, now that Josh stepped up and said it, now everyone's adopting the Josh method. Just saying.
Yeah, and yeah, they look at the competitors and like, all right, I'm gonna nominate this time.
Right.
Well, actually, it's Josh and Corey because Josh and Corey both have done that. But
before we get out of here, man, I just want to give a special shout out to our boy Leroy. We understand that he just buried his father, so we love you. He had to do something very hard and cut his hair for the last time, I believe. He posted about it. So we just want to say we love you, brother, and praying for your strength and your family's strength.
Yeah, that was a deep post, man. He posted. Yeah. I hope you saw it, Brice. He was like, I don't usually post like
personal things
stuff. Yeah. And he showed the video of him cutting his dad's hair in his casket.
Crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. So shout out to Leroy, his whole family, and Cam, their kids, their whole family. Shout out to y'all.
For sure.
And yes, so we will be back next week with another episode, but make sure you please check us out. We are on the move. We are on tour. The Brice and Wen Tour 46. We are bringing Survivor watch
47.
parties. 47, 40 several. We're bringing Survivor watch parties to a city near you, but you are challenge fans, so you can still come out and get with us. Los Angeles and Nashville are coming up next. We got New Orleans. We got Chicago, Philadelphia, Boston, New York. We're bouncing all around DC. So check us out. Tickets are at the link in any of our bios. We appreciate y'all listening. It has been your challenge breakdown. We'll catch y'all next week. Peace.